And we're back on AM 1400 KJFF. And in the studio this morning is Marie Stelling of Autumn Ridge. Good morning, Marie. How you been?
I'm doing great, thank you. And yourself?
Terrific. Marie has brought, again, a couple of guests this morning, and we're going to talk about Autumn Ridge in Herculaneum. And Marie, we always start things off by you kind of recapping and reviewing what Autumn Ridge is for those first-time listeners just hearing about it.
Yeah, so Autumn Ridge Residences is an apartment complex that offers independent and residential care, senior living, right here in Herculaneum. We're right off of 55, right down the street from shopping, doctors, a hospital, all that stuff. Our goal is to provide a high quality life for seniors so they can live the life that they love at Autumn Ridge and keep them active, moving, grooving, and engaged. That's my goal.
Moving and grooving and engaged. I see a lot of that on social media. A lot of that goes on.
Yes, if you've never checked out our Facebook page, I definitely encourage it. There's so much going on all the time. We have an amazing activity director. Our dietary staff's amazing. Brought you some desserts and goodies this morning.
Thank you.
But yeah, there's always something going on, whether we're giving it back to the community out and about or they're coming in. Definitely a great way to stay active and engaged.
Well, please introduce the guests that you brought with you this morning.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have our beloved resident, Velna. She's also was our Valentine's Queen. And her daughter, Arlen, who is in visiting from Washington. So, and trying to think of like who I was going to bring today. I know that Velna's had quite the year year-ish that she's been with us, and knowing that her daughter was in town, I was like, well, this might be a really great opportunity, something fun for mother-daughter to do, and just a great way to exchange their experience with others. So thank you, ladies, for joining us today. So Velna, you want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm going to start out with my twin daughters.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're both nurses, registered nurses. They're at the top, and I'm real proud of them.
Yeah, you got some good kiddos, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Arlen, how about a little bit about yourself?
So I have lived away from home for quite a while. I got married and moved to west. We kept going west and wound up in Vancouver, Washington. We've been out there about 20 years. So my family's all on the West Coast. So it's nice to come back and visit here. We get out and do some things each time I come.
And you got to have an extra special guest this visit. Your grandson was here,
Yeah.
right, Gary? Yeah, from Oregon, right?
Yeah, so he lives about 40 minutes from me. We're just across the river in Washington. And he surprised her and came out with me. It's real nice.
Yeah, nice family get together, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Velna, my Valentine Queen, can you tell me a little bit about what you love most about living at Autumn Ridge?
The warm feeling. Everybody's sweet and happy and good to you. I have no complaints. I've seen none. They're just really nice to everybody. And I looked around at several places before I came here. Of course, I didn't talk to them that much, but the atmosphere was entirely different. And after I went several places, even down south a little ways, but I decided after talking to people that lived here that this was a place for me. I didn't want to just sit and do nothing. And I wanted to be involved a little bit and have some fun. And I've still got my thinking. Not totally right. But anyway, it's good.
Good. And I know one resident, I don't remember if she's family or if she's a friend. Like you already knew somebody that lived there, Sue?
There's a couple here that lived in her neighborhood
Uh-huh.
and from church also.
Yes.
In church.
Yeah, so she came right in knowing people right off the bat, which is helpful, right? You don't feel like you're all alone, coming in with a support system, which is,
Well, I tell others how it is.
yeah,
I went to 3 other places and it didn't have the warmth that's here.
yeah,
And it didn't, well, it was just different. I
yeah,
felt like I'd sit in a room or something, that's the way
yeah.
I felt, and I didn't want that either.
You feel like you found a community,
Mhm.
yeah.
And they all know each other pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hard leaving your home. But I'm okay now.
Yeah. So it takes a little bit to get over that hump. It's quite an adjustment. But now you're happy you did it and you wouldn't take it back,
Yeah.
right?
Well, right, I wouldn't take it back now.
Yeah.
I would be miserable if I did because, well, it's just different.
Yeah.
Older people understand each other. That's a good thing too.
Absolutely. And you're surrounded with a group of your peers. You get to socialize every day.
And we have younger people coming in with music and some from church with music, and we have a good variety.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Is there anything that you want to add about maybe somebody that's listening today that is going through a struggle, or maybe they're thinking that, they might need to start thinking about senior living? Is there anything, words of advice that you might be able to give, Arlen, or anything that you want to share about your family's story?
It's a process. We've been talking about this for quite a while. My sister moved in with her. I lived there about 3 years, and she was needing more help with medications and some memory problems, so just having somebody around most of the time. And it was, my sister has children and grandchildren here, and it was just a little bit too much. So just talking through all that, over time, we decided that looking at the next level of care was, assisted living was a good way to go. Because you do have your own apartment, your own space, and then you have space together in the dining room, places you can socialize, and you can still get out, you still have freedom.
Yeah.
So, we looked at several, interviewed several, toured, and asked lots of questions, and, it was a good experience looking. And the move was hard.
Yeah.
So, I stayed with her for the first week, I guess, after she got here, and then flew home. And we got everything put away and went out and got some things to supplement her there, and it was good.
Good.
So, and she gets picked up for church here. That's nice to have, you got to ride to church and
Yeah.
back.
And that gives you some regularity in comparisons to what you were used to when you were at home, right? Just because you moved to a senior living community doesn't mean that you have to stop the things that you love when you were at home. And I think being a part of it, especially if you're a part of a church, that's part of your community.
And there's another thing that changed in my life too, that was time for a plus for me.
Uh-huh.
You have a nice room, you don't have to cook, you don't have to wash your clothes, you don't have to clean your house. They do it all, and the food is good. The people that come and clean are very warm, talk to you, they do a good job. If they didn't do a good job, I wouldn't be happy, but they do a good job.
Well, that means a lot. I'll make sure I share that with the ladies today, so. And I think part of that too, I tell people when they move in, like, now I'm family and you're stuck with us, and it's just being a part of the Autumn Ridge family, and, that we're really a community. I remember growing up, my grandma would always say, it takes a village. And it seemed like the more busy we get, the smaller and smaller our village gets. But when you come to Autumn Ridge, you have that support system. You've got that support team. And it's not just for Velna, it's for the family. And a lot of times people feel like their parent-child relationship is restored a little bit. Because now some of the things that you were asking the kids to do, we can take on. So that way you can focus on being mom and they can focus on being kids, when they spend time with you, like she legit just came to spend time with you, and You didn't have to have a honey-do list of all these things that she needed to do. You guys just get to be mother and daughter. And I think as a child with my own mom in a long-term care, you know, I think that's probably one of the greatest gifts I see us giving to families is that they get to have that parent-child relationship. You can let go of some of the things that comes as a child caregiver. So yeah, so pretty excited about that, and so happy to see all the amazing changes that your move to Autumn Ridge has made for not just you but for your family.
It takes a little time
Yeah,
when you move out of your home. You've been in a long time.
yeah. It takes a little time, but and change is scary, right? I think about every time I've had to make a big change in my life, and you've probably had a few more big changes in your life than I have, but anytime I've ever gone through a big change in life, you know, think about how scary it is. And then now looking back, anytime I had those really big changes, while they were scary, they all brought forth some type of new and wonderful thing in my life. So I'm proud of you. I know it's not easy to make that move or to come to the radio station for your first time. And you know, we are so happy that you are a part of the Autumn Ridge family.
Thank you.
Either of you have anything you want to add?
There's a lot of options for long-term care out there. I feel like, sometimes living at home with family is not always possible. Or the easiest thing, we're a small family, so this has turned out to be a really good thing for her.
Awesome.
And we've had a great time. I've been back 3 times now, it's been wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And you stay with her mom in her apartment when you come and, yeah. So, and as a nurse, you probably see this a little bit differently than some people would.
And my role in the hospital is discharge planning, so I help people set up a lot of, care, a higher level of care in my
Okay.
role, so.
Yeah, so
it's
this,
familiar to me.
yes, okay. So this all makes a lot more sense to you than, okay.
And both of them turned out to be nurses, both girls.
They
And
both,
we didn't ask them or tell them what we wanted them to do. We wanted them to figure it out,
yeah.
and they both chose the same thing.
They both chose to love and care for others. That's
But they're
definitely something to
identical
be,
twins, that's why.
yeah, yeah.
They were 5 minutes apart.
They were 5 minutes apart. That made for a long day, huh?
Short day.
A short day.
Velma, I always like to ask the guests, what is your favorite thing on the menu? What's your favorite meal there at Autumn Ridge, do you think? Is
Let's see.
it the fried chicken or is it something different there?
Well, the fried chicken is good. The food is good. I mean,
Biscuits and gravy is good.
the what?
The biscuits and gravy
Oh,
is
every
good.
Sunday morning it's biscuits and gravy.
Mm.
I like biscuits and gravy, but I like it all.
It's hard to pick a favorite,
Yeah,
isn't it?
It is. It's hard.
Yeah. Every time I think I've got a favorite, she'll whip up something new. Like today, we brought these little coconut bundt cakes, and I'll be dog if they aren't amazing. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I am eating the cake.
And then when somebody new comes in, they do things in the kitchen to make them feel better, give them something good to eat. And we had 2 men come in just last week that had been put out of a place where they lived. And they were really upset. But they fed them well and have a place to sleep and eat, and
They're happy as can be now.
they're okay now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they still have feelings, but they look a lot better than they did the first day they came in.
Absolutely. They're being well cared for and loved, and that's not always easy to find.
There are some nice places out there.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you have to hunt for them, but I mean, this whole town though is a good town, I think.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more proud of our community.
Thank you for coming in today. It's been nice to meet you. Arlen, nice to meet you, ma'am.
Well, again, ladies, thank you for having the courage to come in and share your story. I hope somebody on air or on our YouTube channel gets to hear your story, and it gives them the courage to start thinking about senior living, or maybe it might help them through whatever they're going through with their loved one. We have some upcoming events. March 14th, we'll be at the Northwest Senior Center in House Springs for bingo from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. March 20th, we have our monthly community bingo event, starting with live music with the amazing and talented Alan Best at 1 p.m. And then from about 2 to 3, I will call bingo. We even give out prizes. And then April 2nd, you can catch me back here on KJF about 10:15, 10:30 for a monthly segment. If you or someone you know are considering senior living, please contact me, Marie Stelling, or come to our beautiful community. You might even be able to stay and have lunch with me. We are a vibrant senior living community with engaging activities and programs, so you and your loved one can live the life you live the life you love at Autumn Ridge. And come see for yourself why seniors love Autumn Ridge and love to call us home. Visit us online at autumnridgeresidences.com or call me, Marie, at 636-931-8400.
Marie, thank you very much. Ladies, thanks for coming in today to help talk about Autumn Ridge. It is 16 away from 11 o'clock here at AM 1400 KJFF, cloudy and 56 degrees.